talk about how to navigate negativity. Come into the room, the dream catcher room. Come into the room, the dream catcher room. Let's talk about how to navigate negativity. That's what I want to talk about today. Someone told me today something interesting, but I want to share how I navigate negativity, and hopefully it can help you. So a friend of mine, was sharing with me today to be mindful in with navigating with a particular entity, person. And she shared because they had been publicly, I guess, well, not publicly, because I haven't heard it, saying negative things about me, obviously not my work or anything like that, because what, above reproach, but just about me. And she just told me to watch my back or whatever. And I said, honestly, I don't worry about such things. Here's why. Because the fruits of my labor speak for themselves. I really try my best to operate from a place of kindness, to operate from a place of integrity. I want us all to win. And it's funny because the person that she was talking about, I've helped them several times over and over and over and over and over. But sometimes people, and I don't want to call it jealousy because I can't pretend to know what's in people's hearts, but I'll say this. When you are not feeling good about where you are, someone's light can help to illuminate the darkness in you. When you're feeling good about where you are, someone's light serves as a beacon. So me shining, you shining is by itself an entity on into itself. Your light is going to hit people different ways based upon where they are. Your light doesn't have nothing to do with them, right? So if they're in a dark place, your light might illuminate their darkness and make them feel worse. If they're in a good place, even if they're not doing, as well as they'd like or whatever, but they're just in a good place internally, your light is going to just help to illuminate the way. And so when my friend told me that, this person had been, speaking about me disparagingly, and I was just like, I wasn't really surprised. Sometimes, you can tell energy. I wasn't really surprised. I was like, yeah, feels about right. Now that I think about exchanges, feels about right. But I just wanted to share. So here's my rule of thumb. When someone does something that's unkind to me or something that I don't think is in alignment, my rule of thumb, and I'm going to share this with you, is that I'm not going to drag you, but I'm not going to tag you. I'm going to say it again. I'm not going to drag you, but I'm not going to tag you. So what does that mean? It means if you do wrong by me, I'm not going to tell the world, because quite honestly, your life is its own reward or punishment. I know that if you do wrong by me, you're out there just doing wrong in the world, and it'll catch up with you. I don't have to be the one to bring it to you. But I do know that I'm not going to tag you, meaning that there are literally business. I have helped to launch so many six-figure businesses in a weekend because my audience, dream catchers, y'all, are so powerful that, I have shared people's resources, books, courses, classes, and y'all have responded so much so that people have literally made six figures, sometimes in a day. Like I just did that maybe a couple weeks ago. In a day, in a few hours, six figures. So there's power in doing right by y'all. I only share things that I think are awesome and great, right? So what that means is, so if you do me wrong, or I just feel like you're navigating in a way that's not kind or not aligned with integrity. So I'm not going to drag you. You're not going to hear me speak about you negatively in public. You're not going to hear me speak about you negatively behind the scenes. I'm not going to drag you, but I'm not going to tag you, which means I'm also not going to put you in front of the audience anymore. I actually had someone go from six figures on a steady dream catcher. That's my audience, y'all. Dream catcher diet, right? And then as soon as I was like, oh, this is what you really think of me? Oh, this is what you, okay, girl. So I was like, well, I'm no longer tagging you. Her six figures went from down to wherever she was before. And I know it was a shock because when things are made easy like that because I do a lot. I work hard to maintain a great relationship with y'all. And so it seemed easy to her. And so once I was like, well, if that's how you feel, like I said, I'm not going to drag you, but I will no longer tag you. She went back to wherever she was before, and I ain't heard from her since. I'm talking about business-wise or nothing. It's not looking cute over there. And I'm not even saying that to be petty, but I just shared that with you that, that like, that's how I deal with negativity. That if I feel like my reputation should speak for itself, that the way I navigate should make a liar out of someone who would say something negative about me. So I don't typically worry about it. I mean, probably the only time I worry, maybe if you said something to my parents or something, I guess, I don't know. But like out there in the business world or whatever, oh, Tiffany's the worst. That doesn't really happen often, at least I don't think. Because I never hear, it's very rare that I hear that, but you never know. But I won that someone could say this like, oh, Tiffany's the worst, Tiffany's the worst. But then 10 people can say, I love Tiffany. She's so great. Tiffany's it. So it's like, one person says this, but then I talk to these 10 others, then 20, then 100, then, right? Like something's not adding up. So 100 people lying and this one person is telling the truth, not likely, And so, so I just I wanted to share that like, something like that came to my attention today, that someone who I've helped numerous times, helped to put on, put up, prop up, has just been like speaking disparagingly about me. And I'm okay with that. But like I said, I'm not going to drag you, but I'm not going to tag you, and I wish them well. And I honestly do. I wish folks well. But I also know that your life is its own reward or punishment. And what's so crazy is that people think that they're doing you harm when they come for you, especially in secret. But what they don't realize is that the person that is like sipping the tea with you is secretly like, ooh, you shady. I see how you get down. Oh, this good tea, girl. But secretly they're looking at you like, wow, you're raggedy. And so you think that you're doing harm to the person you're talking about. No, if I literally, when I tell you 2020 has been a year of tremendous opportunity and growth, if I tell y'all some of the projects that I have coming up, I'm talking about, I just can't even describe. If there's a scale of 1 to 10, some of the projects are 20. So whatever it is what does it say in the Bible? That no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It's like you're wasting time and energy if this is what you're putting out there. Because when I tell you, it is not slowing anything down. I mean, opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. I'm like, there's literally one opportunity that is so mind-blowing for me that I'm like, is this real life? It is transformative. I have some things on the table that not only will it set me up, my kids up, my grandkids up, my great-grandkids up, so I'm just like, yo, if I were you, I would just focus forward because they be watching. Hey, they might even be in here right now. I would focus forward and inject your life with kindness and positivity because your life always ends up being its own reward or punishment. So that's it. I just wanted to share, I just wanted to share how I deal with negative energy is that I distance myself and then I just make it a habit not to drag anyone. Like I would never publicly, you'd have to do something egregious. And even then, I make it my habit not to drag anyone. But like I said, unless it's egregious, and maybe that's happened once or twice, but I also don't tag you, meaning that, you no longer have access to all this magic that's happened over here. Because when I tell you, like, ask my friends, I bring everybody along. When something amazing happens, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to need this friend to do this part of the project and this friend to do this. And then, I stay pulling folks in. How many times y'all see me being like, and this app, and this person, and this person, and this person. So I'm just like, I love for us all to win. It doesn't take away to share. It doesn't take away to give. I'm blessed beyond measure. I was just thinking that the other day, like every morning I wake up in this house that's paid for in cash, that's renovated from the studs out, new plumbing, new electric, 5 bedrooms, 2 laundry rooms, 3.5 full baths, paid for, renovated, all hardwood floors, marble white bathroom. I mean, every day, every morning I wake up, I usually wake up first and open up all the blinds. I should have got automatic blinds because we have so many daggone windows. And literally every morning I give thanks because I'm like, this sun is shining in here. Me and my husband, I don't post him as much because some of y'all been so nosy. But when I tell you we're good, we're so good. He was just like, we were eating lunch together today in the breakfast nook, and he was looking at me. I was looking at him. He was like, baby, don't get no better than this. I'm like, I know, right? Me and my parents are good. I was kind of a wild teenager. Not wild, but stubborn, like talking back. Wild, like Nigerian wild, like not doing my homework when I'm supposed to, teenager. And like, but me and my parents are so good. I speak to my dad and mom, every week. Me and my sisters are super close. I've got 4 sisters. My one of my sisters, she lives down the street, and I get to see my niece and my nephew. I mean, they were just over last night eating up all my animal crackers and goldfish. I buy it just for them. And so like one of my amazing closest friends, Rihanna, lives around the corner. And I don't know that I'm like, all the goodness that's happening. Yes, the budget is flourishing. We had our first 7-figure month in the beginning of the year, and now we're an 8-figure a year business. 8 figures meaning $10 million a year, and next year we'll likely double that. Like, come on now. And honestly, it's not even the money. It's the stability, it's the joy, it's the love, it's the friendship. And I wish that for everybody. So I just say all that to say, that's how I deal with negativity. It's just, I'm just like, sometimes people come from a place that is not helpful. It's hurtful for them. But child, it ain't hurt me over here. I had to end with a little petty note. I'm not going to drag you, but I'm not going to tag you. Budget needs to out.